what people don't realize is a lot of athletes are very young when they're done, and you have a lot of life ahead of you. What was the adjustment to actually playing on a college level? Obviously, JUCO's not D1, but what was that adjustment like?
I was losing that confidence.
I can only imagine with injuries, because injuries are very serious. But
Bro, I'm walking into this and they coming straight out of high school. I'm like, why you pick JUCO? He's looking at me like, Deion, I don't think this is a good idea. I said, who? I said, boy, you better buckle up. I said, we gonna make something shake out here.
welcome back to another episode of Back to Life. It's yours truly, Buckley on air, here with another episode. I have a special guest, but before I get into that, I want to tell you guys why we're here. And so, Back to Life is a platform where I talk to former college athletes as well as guys that had the luxury of playing professionally about their adjustment to life after their sports career is over with. Because what people don't realize is a lot of athletes are very young when they're done. And you have a lot of life ahead of you. So take it serious. Understand that you got to get back to life because your sports career is not your whole life and you are more than an athlete. But today I have a special guest, my good friend. I call him 2-4. He
Move
was
forward
rookie
and
of the
plays.
year. He was rookie of the year at the basketball league. Played JUCO as well as NCAA. Deion Fields, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
My God, I love it. I love the energy, dog. That's what I mean. That's high
Always,
energy. I love
always,
it.
you know.
So you and I go back to high school, and so we're gonna start there. So for you, first thing I like to ask everybody is, for you, you play basketball. Why did you choose basketball?
Derek, I think you already know this because me and you were close friends when I moved from Broward, because you know I'm originally from Broward.
Yeah,
So most people know me for playing football in Broward. When I moved up from Broward, we don't have freshman anything. It's either JV or varsity. So you usually play like another year of your city league or something like that. So I moved to Apopka. I was playing football still. I was already committed to football. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm already good. I'm already like nice. I came in our freshman year. We was playing basketball, and I was like, oh my god, I'm used to being really good at whatever sport that I play at that moment. I realized that I wasn't that good. I was like, oh snap, hello. They had Joe in there, they had Trevor, they had Mark Eddy, all of them was in there. It was like, oh wait a minute. I don't know if I can come out here and just play, you know, messing around and stuff. No, you can't do that. You got to take this serious. And I never forget, Jenkins had told us our sophomore year, well, the beginning of our sophomore year, he was like, hey, y'all got to pick what sport y'all want to really play. If y'all got dedicated everything to that one sport, even though you can play multiple sports, it's really good, especially for a young age to play football. Most basketball players play football growing up. So for me, my freshman year, I went into that, and Coach Foreman, I never forget our freshman year. He said, everybody, if you want to get better, 6 a.m. I'm in the gym, and I'm like, oh snap! I don't know if everybody heard it, but I woke up that morning, rode my bike to Apopka. Joe was in there, Rodney was in there, and I was in there. We were only three freshmen. Everybody else was in there working out, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, it's time to take this thing really serious.
I think it's crazy that Coach Foreman said that, and I do not remember that conversation.
That's the crazy thing. I was just sitting there. My brother was on JV and he didn't even go.
I ain't start going really until like senior year, but I mean another thing, and I mean things happen the way they happen, but I live so far away that trying to get to school was crazy.
Oh man, our senior year was a blessing for me, especially to have Joe, because he was the one that instilled being a gym rat to me. We used to get in the morning at 6 a.m. Rudy used to pick me up every morning.
Yeah, Rudy one driving all the way out there to come get
Yeah,
me.
and that's because I lived down the street from him. But he was he was our math teacher too. So it's like,
But he was not so he was your math teacher, but I never
uh-huh.
had any classes with him.
Oh yeah,
Never.
yeah, 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 yeah. He had to be a math teacher, and it's so crazy, Derek, because I'm good at math. So I had to take it was like some college readiness course or whatnot. I was looking at him like, I'm asleep in this class most of the time because I don't really need it. One day I had sent some answers of my test to I sent it to one person in a popper. Everybody got it. Coach hit me up. He said, "Yeah, I don't know why everybody got the same answers as you. Like they got the exact same percentage as you. Did you Did you do anything? I was like, whoa. He made me run for it too, dog. I was like, oh. He was like, you
See,
can't be giving your answers to people.
I take that back. So I did have a class, but the class I had one was that seventh period class
Oh,
of
that was the best.
practice.
Ooh, that was the best thing ever.
But this is the worst thing for me though. So I took that class and then that was obviously us practicing and then we had like another 30 minutes or an hour after that where we practiced. But for me, my mom made me actually take a course that second half of the year. So instead of being in there for the practice, if you ever notice, if you remember, I only came for like the half of practice and then as soon as we get in
Yes.
there, we start sweating and we done and I'm like, dang, I didn't get to do nothing today.
Oh my God, that's crazy. But you know, our parents was on us hard. You like came to the house. You like came to the crib.
I done been there.
Boy,
I
you know,
definitely been there.
our parents was no C's, no nothing. They ain't play that.
Yeah, no, my mom
Taking
was
honor
definitely.
classes,
Dog,
AP.
I could have only took like 3 classes for the whole senior year. My mom was like, "Nope, you taking a full course," and I'm like, "Dang." So I get it, but with you saying that in reference to like playing basketball and you decided to stick with it and being a gym rat, you definitely progressed and got improved from year to year. So for you, freshman year, we had honestly it was crazy. Side note, with us playing our freshman year, what I realized is like talent wise, if we understood basketball, we was really good. We had a really good group of freshmen
We
our
did.
freshman year, and then we kept progressing. Now everybody didn't continue on, but
Man, that's the sad part because I think we could have used a couple of the freshmen that we had, man.
we could have. But I
Yeah.
mean, things happen. We still had
Shout
a
out to
good
my boy Big
team.
Steve. Big Steve. I ain't gonna never forget. We had a center that hit a three our freshman year. In,
You,
in a
you
game,
remember? You remember when
coach
Jason
said,
hit the three?
set him down.
You remember when Jason hit that three off sitting on the ground?
Come on. Come on. We had some crazy we was going. We was going.
It was a fun freshman year.
We had football players too, don't forget. We had the twins.
We had the twins.
They won at Clemson. They
Yeah, they Caleb and Kelby.
won
Who
it.
else? Nah, Trey
Trey
didn't
was
stay
supposed
with
to play
us.
for us.
Yeah, Trey ain't stay with us. Trey
Trey
Hendrickson.
played with
Trey
us.
Hendrickson did not stay with us, but he
But
was
look
with
at him
us.
now.
Who else do we have that played football our freshman year? Nobody else.
No, not really.
Cause we had the two Steves, the homeschool one,
That's Angel. Angel.
Angel. My bad. We had
Yep.
Angel, and then
We had
I'm not gonna run down everybody. We had a full
we
15
had a nice
player
squad
squad,
that could have kept with us, man.
and then sophomore year. So I played
Sophomore
I
year.
played with you freshman, sophomore, and senior year because junior year I played JV.
Yeah,
But
but we
I
played for one of the
realized,
best coaches in Central Florida.
oh yeah, I still see him.
Sean Campbell, come on.
I saw Coach Campbell
One of the best.
at a high school game. But so we had some really good coaches in our time. But most importantly, what I want to get to is like junior year because you play varsity, but from junior year to senior year there was a coaching change, and that coaching change did change a lot of things to the benefit of the players from my understanding, especially when it came down to college opportunities. So for you, what was it like playing under one coach junior year and then a different coach senior year?
I would say our junior year, it was we were full of talent. Like we had talent from 1 to 12. We really had talent. But unfortunately, Coach Jenkins was there for a long time. So in the modern age, everything was catching up. That's when you had really like film you can watch. Other teams knew our plays. Like we called Maryland. The other team sitting there like, y'all running the same play that he was running 5 years ago. Our coach done put, we know the play. Y'all want us to call it? So playing for that and trying to get adjusted to that was crazy. And also, for me, I quit football. So like I was really good down south in football. So my junior year, everybody was still calling like, man, you can still come back and play football. Like you can transfer to this school, transfer over here, and we can give you this offer to football. And I'm like, nah, can't do that. So I got to stay with Jenkins because I originally was supposed to go to Jones my junior year. I was going to transfer. But I stayed with Jenkins, and the experience was crazy because we were losing a lot. like to really good teams, but it was just like we needed more. We needed more on that coaching side. And I think Coach Sean Campbell, he did a great job my junior year helping me, stay focused. He was always in my ear, like, hey man, you need to go out here and do this. You need to go out here and do this, even though he was a JV coach. So with you playing JV, he was still coming to varsity like, hey, psst, and that was great. But going into that senior year, we got a new coach. Derek, you know me. I was I just want to let everybody know I went to church and played basketball. So I was just like, oh, y'all can't touch me. I'm untouchable. When Reuter came to our school, I never forget introducing him. I said, I'm Deion Fields, starting shooting guard. Nice to meet you. Just told him straight up. I'm like, nah, we ain't go. I was just coming off a great summer of AAU. I was just getting the phone calls. I was just like, oh yeah, this is great. Ruda came in and he's like, oh, we're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to play the five. I'm like, Ruda, did you check the rankings and stuff? Ain't no way it say that I play 4 or 5. I don't do that. Like, I'm like, I don't play that. He's like, Deion, no, 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 understand this. On offense, I'm not asking you to post up. I'm not asking you to even be in the paint. Like, you could come out here on the wing. We're gonna do a 5 out. So that opened our eyes when he brought in the 5 out. Even though Coach Campbell wanted to bring that to us, that was like, okay, I can be down for this. I gotta guard the big. All right, I guard the big. I'm not playing as a big. You feel me? So that summer, you remember we was running through teams that
Yeah.
summer.
Dude, we was killing. We was killing.
We realized in the summer quick that hey, we might be an issue in the in the regular season our senior year. So, like I said, me and Joe was in the gym every morning. Every morning. We didn't miss a morning. And you see how it went. There we was beating teams.
Yeah, we was smacking stuff.
Because
So
everybody knew Popka being a football team. So us telling everybody, I never forget, me, T.Y. Rodney was in a barbershop and we had told them, we was like, yeah, man, Popka basketball this year, we're gonna be really good. They laughed at us and they was like, oh man, the football team? We was like, nah, our basketball team. They like, nah, Evans got a good basketball team, and they got Tucky Atkins down there. I'm like, dang, we gonna be really good though. Y'all should check us out. Just check us out. And we went through it.
we had a good season. So speaking of the transition from junior senior year, so like something that I realized in college, like once I got to college, I realized like I was actually a way better basketball player than I thought I was. Cause like I ain't had no confidence, dog. And it started with freshman year. I ain't gonna get into that story because it's his own thing. But junior year, like I tried out for the varsity team. Now, I didn't want to because I wanted to play. And I knew that I was not gonna play on varsity, not when Jabari was there and Joe. So I'm like, I need to get reps. I need to play. So I'm going into that summer or that season expecting to play JV. Coach Jenkins wouldn't let me try out. He wouldn't let me try out for the JV team. And he told me he didn't want no juniors on the team. Just for him to have Cedric and Claude on the team. And I'm like, you told me I couldn't come to the tryouts. You told me I couldn't do none of that. I had to just try out for varsity. But then you got these two juniors on the team. So Campbell,
Jenkins tried to put my brother on JV his junior year.
he wouldn't let me. I don't know why he
Yeah,
wouldn't let
he
me.
went out. Jenkins was not going for it. I don't know why. And I was just showing improvement on your players, like invest in your players. Like you have a junior, you want him if you want him to play next year, which you end up playing next year, at least let him get some reps somewhere. That's how you
Yeah.
do. Like, come on, that's how
It
you
it
do
hurt
it.
it hurt a lot because like that summer, that junior summer, like I really had the confidence. Like I knew coming into that JV season that at bare minimum, I'm like, I'm coming in, I'm gonna average like 10 points a game. And I'm gonna be straight. Like we gonna the JV team gonna be hooping and the varsity team gonna be hooping. He didn't let me play. And then coming in the varsity year, we had a really good team,
We were stacked with guards. That's the thing. We were stacked with guards.
but that
We were
wasn't the
stacked
part
with
that
guards.
bothered me. Like for me, that
Everybody was a guard.
everybody was a guard. But the part for me that like was tough is one understanding like at the start of the season. he didn't say this, and so I didn't understand it until he said it later. And actually, when I got an adult, he was like, "Know your role," and he said it in one of the practices, and I'm like, "Oh, you never told me what my role is. Like, I'm just trying to hoop in practice." But it still was a good experience because that was a great coach. Like, we had a great culture. We was eating. We never did this in years before. We was eating together, eating
Oh
dinner
yeah, my
before
dad used to
every
cook.
game.
My dad used to
Yeah,
cook that shepherd's pie.
chef was probably had
We'd
spaghetti.
be in
Like,
there watching a movie.
but it was a real team thing. Like, I
Yeah,
started watching battle
bond.
rap, hanging out with everybody. We was playing Tonk. We just in there hanging out, and we actually was like together
It was
compared
brothers.
to the other years
Other
where it's
teams
like
where if they
you
walk
got,
in, you got five sitting there, five sitting here, two sitting down there.
yeah.
Like most of the time, you gonna see us all just waiting. Just come on, we ready
we
for the next
we was
team.
all together, and so like that just there was a level of culture shift. So for you though, senior year goes, we have a great season. Um, and you are aware that your basketball career is not over. But and I don't want to rehash no old wounds, but our last high school game didn't go the way that we had hoped. How did you
Man,
manage to deal with that?
man, let me tell you something. That was one of the toughest things to deal with because I was the I was involved in the very last play. Um, we won our first district in what was it, like 70 something years,
Was it
something.
70 or 30? It was something
It
crazy.
was something
It was,
crazy.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god. And that was a big, big thing for us. But going into this next game, we knew that Dr. Phillips was just like us. There was a team full of guards. But me going into that last play, where I always felt like this. It wasn't a foul. I didn't foul Pookie on the layup. I blocked the layup. Y'all called the foul. He makes one free throw out of the two, and we end up losing first round. So that was tough, man. It was tough. I remember that next day. I don't think me, unfortunately, me and Joe, we didn't go to class. We was definitely skipping that day because we just, it just felt bad. It was horrible. Teams knew that we were coming for them. And I know the team that won that year. I'm not going to say the team that won that year, but they were a part of my AAU team. We had two teams. They were Team B. That whole team was on Team B, and I told them from the jump, if y'all ever see us, it's a wrap. It's over. It's over. And they was hitting my phone like, oh my god, I can't believe like we were really scared that we were going to see a Pavka in there, but when you guys lost, we believed. I'm like, come on, bro, come on, guys.
For me, it was tough because I was supposed to run track after that season. I didn't want to play
Mm,
no more
no,
sports after that. I was like, I'm done.
bro. And the crazy thing is, the team that beat Dr. Phillips, Wakava, we had just beat them.
Oh, I know. I'm still
So,
mad to this day
so
because I
I'm
don't
like,
know
oh
how
my
they
god.
like. I'm glad they changed the way that they do the district stuff now, but I'm so mad that the way that they did it was like we got to play the loser, and I'm like, how did Dr. Phillips decide to lose? The one game they lose to Boone, and we got to play them. Like that's crazy. Cause as soon as I found out, I'm like, we just barely beat them in the regular season at
We
their
just
house,
for the first time we beat them at Dr. Phillips. For the
and I'm
first
like,
time in so
we
many
gotta
years,
we gotta
bro.
come back, we gotta come back, play them the first playoff game, and I'm like, I wasn't worried about. I knew Wakaiva was probably gonna win that game, but I'm like, we should have played Boone,
Yeah, if
cause
we don't play Boone, we probably would.
if we
Even
would
though
have played Boone, we probably.
They had BJ Taylor, they
But
had
I
Rob.
wouldn't I wouldn't have been feeling like we was worried about them because
Yeah. They had to
we
worry about us, duh.
That's what I'm saying. So we would have beat them because I vividly remember this. We were so confident that we was like we had already scouted to play Haggerty and we're like we had the Wolf play
Oh,
whatever it
okay,
was
he
called.
brought the name up.
Oh, that I didn't remember that's who it was. I didn't know that's
That's
who
who
they was.
won. That's who won it.
Oh, nah. We was gonna beat them. That's
They
for
didn't want to. They
sure.
didn't want to play us, and they won states that year. That was crazy.
They didn't want to play us. I just remember us writing having that play prepared and I'm like,
We
yeah,
tried to play them in the regular season. Coach Ruda called them.
I'm not surprised. That don't surprise me. But that was tough. So for you though, at that time, because and I remember this because this is also why I say coaching change was so important and different because going into your senior year, Coach Ruda went to bat for you and every other senior that had opportunity to play college or was good enough, and he was
Mm.
going to bat, calling schools and things of that nature. For you, when it came down to recruiting, what did that look like at that particular point when the regular season was over with?
Well, Derek, you know me. I'm an independent person. So I made my senior highlight tape. I tell kids all the time, I don't wait on anybody. I didn't do it for college. So I made my senior highlight tape and I enforce emailing coaches. Also, Joe helped me out where he was playing for D12 and Coach Morales, one of the great time his coaches. He was actually reaching out to coaches as well. So when coaches came, they were talking to Ruda. Ruda was there at the games. Hey, this is Deion. He came to my AAU game, and I never forget. Ruda brought a team to my AAU game, and I didn't get to play because me and Rodney was running late. Our parents couldn't pick us up on time, so we was running late. And I got in at halftime, and I was just like, "Dang!" Coach Ruda was like, I brought a scout for you." I'm like, "I appreciate it, Coach, but fans don't go as the way you plan all the time." So it was a learning lesson. Be there early. Other than that, a lot of my schools came from either that junior year or shout out to Coach Diane. I tell people all the time at Showtime. I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to actually play in the jersey simply because I tore my ACL during that summer of my senior year. Because I was in two All Star games. The first one, I hurt my wrist. The second one, my dad he was switching jobs, and this is a doty. So me as a kid, I don't know what he talked about. I'm just out here hooping. He like, oh man, I switched jobs, and my insurance is gonna take 4 weeks to kick in the switch. So don't you go out here getting hurt like you tried to get hurt in the other All Star game. I said, man, I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do nothing. Coach Ruda comes to me and goes, "Now you got to represent Popka. You got to get in a dunk contest." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I don't really want to win it. I'm like, "Come on!" Like my dad looking at me like, I'm like, "Man, I'm going. I'm gonna go." And I tried a few things that was new and whatnot, the cradle and stuff. I ended up missing a couple of them. And at the last play, I went to go put a little rim grazer in. Just it was like 9 seconds on the clock, or something like that. And I went to go put a rim grazer in. And I just came down and it popped. But obviously, I didn't tell anybody. Couldn't tell anybody. Everybody was gonna be shocked at the All Star game. Only I think one parent saw one of my AAU homeboys. His dad, he was a point guard. His dad saw, it, and they was looking like, "Whoa!" So after that, I got an opportunity where coaches didn't know. I didn't call any coaches to tell them anything. So they're all like, "Hey, Deion, we're coming down on Wednesday. Hey, we're coming down." Blah blah blah. I'm looking at Coach Ruda like, "Boy, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough." I just got news. I tore my ACL, and what's crazy is I didn't think I tore my ACL. I think I tore my meniscus first, and then I tried to play through it. I tried to play with Showtime. I never forget. It was Dwayne Bacon, Corey Sanders. We're at university and we're usually practice inside, but that day they were doing the remodel inside, so we just went outside real quick. I was like, all right, it's whatever. Everybody was dunking, and me. Everybody dunking. Hold on now. Guess who made? Hey, come on now,
Yeah,
Mr.
gotta get in that
Holly
action.
himself.
Right.
When I got on home team hoops, it was a wrap. I was looking like, wait a minute. I never forget in high school making home team hoops when we played Jones. I walked into Popka, everybody was like, "Hey, that's the guy that was." I was looking at Joe like, "Who? What are they talking about? Me and you?" He was like, "Oh, Ryan and then put you on home team hoops." I was like, "Oh yeah." That's what I knew. I was like, "Oh yeah, we about to shake some things up." So that first year was hard. After my senior year, when I tore my ACL, and I had to tell them college, I said, "Hey man, I tore my ACL," and I remember the names that they took. All the coaches, all the schools. I remember the names of all the players that they took instead of me because I tore my ACL. I was like, "Oh, it
So
was
with
hard."
that, And I can only imagine with injuries because injuries are very serious. But for you, when you have an injury that serious and you get scholarship opportunities taken away, and I know you said FAMU was one. What was the other school?
Ralphie University in
So
Virginia.
you get those two schools, and those are just D1 opportunities in and of itself.
Mhm.
And you're dealing with the ACL. How'd you stay mentally focused enough to deal with the rehab and still try to pursue college basketball?
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like I said, I went to church and I played basketball, so it was very shocking to me because I was looking at God like, wait a minute, bro. Everybody, this shouldn't happen to me. But I said, why not? Just like Russell Westbrook started saying, why not? Why not? Why not me? So I was trying to figure out why it was happening to me, and see, I got to see everybody go off to school playing. I'm talking about I'm sitting home, I'm working 3 jobs. My parents came to me straight up and said, "What's your plan B?" And I told them I don't have a plan B. I'm sticking with plan A. I'm about to go play college basketball. So I remember sitting in the room and oh my God, I thank Joe for this all the time because Joe always kept me on my toes. He sent me, I forgot what this name was, but it was like a website that he used to use in college that you can type in a player's name, you can see their percentage from every part of the court, how many times, where their weak spots is, and it was like I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to be in college to do that. And I was sending out emails. I was sending out emails. But then Coach Ruda hit me up and was like, JUCO, this JUCO school wants to talk to you. And me, like I said, we had good grades. So I'm like, junior college, what is that? That's for the kids that don't got good grades, right? I'm like, that's what I thought. That's why I'm like,
Uh,
oh, I don't know. I never forget the national team. It was Central Florida. They had just won a national championship, junior college. Dude was like, "Oh, I got a ring." Look at it. He was like, the coach was like, We just got a ring, Deion." I was like, "Oh, I don't know what JUCO is, but I'll take an opportunity on it. It sounds pretty good." I had a couple of JUCOs come to the gym during that following like next year at Apopka before they ended the year. I had a couple of schools come and see me work out, and they saw Taylor. I never forget they saw Taylor, and Taylor wasn't playing that much out of Popco when we left, but he's pretty good. He was pretty
yeah,
good.
Taylor Cahoon.
I never forget his mom. She saw me, and she was in her wheelchair, so she saw me, and she was like, "Dion, how's the knee?" And I'm looking at this lady like, "You're battling cancer, and you're asking me about my knee?" That like I was like, that's tough. It's good. It's going good. She was like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. You got it, Dion. You'll be fine. So the college coaches came. One of the college coaches said, oh, I like you, Dion, and I like that kid down there. I like that tall kid. I said, Taylor. Oh, okay, cool. To be honest, I was not going to pick that school. It was my first school. I was not going to pick the school, just given the fact I wanted to play D1, and now I'm playing JUCO, and now they have different divisions. That's why I didn't know. I was like, oh snap, they have different divisions in different brackets. So I was like, okay, that school's a Division 2 JUCO that plays all these other D1 JUCOs that I have here. It's gonna look crazy if I go to this D2 school. JUCO, it's gonna look crazy. They offered me and Taylor, I decided to take it. Something in my spirit was like, hey man, just this is the reason right here. This is the opportunity right here. So I decided to sign with him. I never forget the coach's faces looking at me like, we play them and we beat them by 50 like every year. I'm like, man, it's gonna be all right. I'll see you. I'll see you in the season. So I decided to go to that JUCO Pasco Hernando, which I don't even know. I don't know what day is now, but yeah, that's how I stayed focused, man. And there was a lot of coaches that hit me up during the me emailing them. So I always tell kids, stay on it, man, stay on it. But it's a little different. You got the NIL money, so it's tough out here for these high school kids. It's
No,
tough.
no. I hear a lot of stories. With you making a decision to decide to go to that school when you could have gone to a different JUCO, or even tried to wait it out and make a different type of decision. You had that first season. What was the adjustment to actually playing on a college level? Obviously, JUCO's not D1, but what was that adjustment like?
Man, for me, it was very, very shocking because when I got to the JUCO, they don't they put me in a brace. They told me that I needed to put a brace on my knee. And you know me coming from a high flyer to do it with a brace, I'm like, I don't know about no brace. Like this is tough. Like y'all gotta be playing with a brace. So for the first couple while, it was really it was tough. Taylor was getting was averaging more points and more rebounds. He was doing a lot better than me, and I was just like, oh snap! I'm supposed to be. I'm the reason why we got here. I'm supposed to be doing my thing, and I'm over here like, oh man, it was a lot. The speed was different. My speed was different. I had to build that confidence back up. I was losing that confidence for sure. I had lost that confidence for sure. I never forget. Shout out to Okolie, the Okolie boys. Some of them stayed back for that first year of college. So before I went to Pasco, I was playing basketball with them. I used to go pick them up. We used to go to UCF, and I was trying to get my footing back in basketball. And it was tough. I'm talking about Derek. One time I fell on the ground, and everybody was looking at me like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I don't even know what happened." And I just got approved by the doctor. He said everything was okay, but I don't know how I just fell. So it was when I got to college, it was I had to lock in a little bit more. I thank God that I love film. I film it up. So I stayed attentional on the film. Tried to be a leader because I was a little older than the freshmen that there. I was a freshman, but Scott Golden called me one time when I was at Valencia because I before I went to my parents ain't gonna let me stay at the house for a whole year. So I went to Valencia. Scott Golden called me and said, "Hey man, don't take a full time, do part time because they count as your basketball year." So I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know if I want to do all of this." And then when I got to that college, I'm like, "Dang, this is a wasted year right here because I don't think I'm going to do too well." It's a little tough. It's a little tough.
Like you said, you didn't think you was gonna do too well, and it's almost you felt like it was almost like a wasted year. When it's
Yeah.
time for you to you still with JUCO, you still have the at that time it was 2 years of JUCO, and then you go off to the college. You already spent 1 year here. You feel like it's a wasted season. It's time to transfer. Was the school that you decided not to go to at first, were they still on your tracks, or it was a whole nother new landscape out there?
No, unfortunately, in the game of basketball, once you commit to a school, the other schools are always like, "Hey, they weren't better than us the first time, and you picked them. We don't know you." So I didn't have any more schools, but God blessed me with an opportunity. Like I said, I started emailing coaches. I took enough film that I had because of the good games that I had, where I had like double doubles in college. Because I did have those sports. I had those on all the teams that wanted me, like St. P, Hillsborough, all of them. I had a double double against them because I'm like, that's the same coach that was in the gym with my head coach, and I picked y'all. So I'm like, come on, bro. Like I needed this opportunity. So I hit up this school in Texas, Angelina, and because they're D1, I'm looking at most they produce Division 1 athletes. So I'm like, man, that'd be nice to go there. It'd be I'm looking like God. It'd be nice to go there. I never forget. You can ask one of my friends, Shane. I decided to take a big man. The big man that I met at Pasco, his name was Shane, and I never forget. He told me he was like, "Yeah, they told me they had some D1 player." I was like, "At Pasco here? Where?" They was like, "No, no, no, no. His name's something with Fields in it." I was like, "That's me." I was like, no, 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 bro. I don't have any more schools. No, none of them schools are calling. Trust me. Like I don't know what they talk about. I don't know how they got you here, but you're really good. Like I know for a fact you could be a Division 1 player. And he was like, do you think so? So I end up calling Angelina, and I'm like, hey, let's work a package deal. I was like basically an agent at this point. that's what
That's
that's what he
crazy.
say at this point because I hit him up because I was like, you cannot turn down a 6'8" forward that averages a double double. Shane was averaging double doubles, like that was in his sleep. And you can't deny me with the film that I sent. I'm like, oh, I'm dunking. I started picking it up in college. You start picking it up. I went to rehab for a while with my trainer. I got to see her sometimes now. She's doing the kids at Big House. So I was in her office every day, every morning, man, sticking to it, just like I was in high school. Called them up, they seen the film, they said, "We need you, we want you." And it was so funny because during that time, we had two gyms. At Angelina, they got two gyms. And I took the arena gym and I made it my screensaver on my phone. You know, we kids, that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
All of my teammates, they they're my hello. Oh, all of my teammates, they're my homeboys right now. They were laughing. They were like, "Dio, you're not going to that school, bro. I don't know why you have that as your screensaver." I said, "I'm going to this school. Trust me, guys. Watch, watch." I never forget the coaches pulled me in the office. It was like, "Oh my God, you're trying to transfer, but you know we could put rules, regulations on how you transfer. You can't transfer to anybody in Florida. You can't." I was looking at them like, "I know these things. That's why it's in Texas." And I had the coach call you. You, yes, I know you know. So they tried to take the 6'8" Shane, and they tried to tell him like, "Oh, don't follow Fields, don't do it, don't go." And we went out there, and that's when it got real. That's when college got, woo, wake
So,
up,
so you actually get out there and like you said, college got real. What does that mean?
man. That's when I realized like the things that I was doing before, I need to evolve. Like I can't just be out here blowing past people, dunking on people. I need to be able to hit that corner three. I need to play I need to learn how to play defense. Like I need to lock in on defense. If you ain't playing defense, you're not playing. Period. You're not playing. It was a tough conference. I went to one of the biggest conference in JUCOs. We got Lee in there. We got who else we got? Is Angelina, Jimmy Butler school. Jimmy Butler went to JUCO out there. Tyler. It was a tough division, bro. And I'm seeing these players that come from D1 schools or they already got looks going to D1 schools. They just didn't have the grades. We had a kid on our team that was supposed to go to UConn. Imagine, yeah, imagine
That's
that.
crazy.
And I'm walking into we had bro, I'm walking into this and I'm seeing these top ranked players and I'm like, they coming straight out of high school. I'm like, why are you picking JUCO? And then we see the stories of, oh, this one can't do this, this and this and this. We had some Gary Blackshear played, he was a shooting guard with what's the short kid in Baltimore?
Oh, crime
I kill a
stop.
car a
A
car.
kill car, yeah.
Boy, I'm walking in there like, oh snap. The big that I brought with me, he's looking at me like, Deion, I don't think this is a good idea. I said, who? I said, boy, you better buckle up. I said, we gonna make some shake out here. Trust and believe. We gonna make some shake. And I never forget in practice, it only took me one time. I got dunked on one time. And that one time, dear,
Yeah.
and they was talking like, "Oh, my boy, I ain't never forget Big Bill." That boy, I'm looking at the because I'm like, "Oh my God, these freshmen are really like they like they supposed to be a D1 right now." And then I'm like, "Oh, they not going to class. They not doing this. I'm the one waking them up." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Come
nah,
on,
you got
y'all."
gotta tighten up. Cause when you get to
Yes, I'm
college,
like, "Come on,
they be sending the GAs and stuff to go check to make sure you in the class.
bro." So for me, it was like, "Oh, okay." I had to buckle up because I was like I was older than them, so I was big bro. Uh, but it was a struggle, man. I started the first 5 games. I didn't play any other preseason games when I got there. I didn't play any of them. The coach didn't let me play any of them. I don't know why. It was some crazy stuff on Deion. You ain't got the same color tights as the team. I was like, whoa! I told the team what color to wear. I'm the one that wear the tights.
That's crazy.
I have to wear the tights because I got my injury. I'm looking
Right.
at. I took off my brace. That's how serious it got.
Yeah, no, that's
After I got dunked on, I took off my brace. I never wore it again.
like you said, college experience is crazy. You took the brace off. You had to really lock in and hone in on the not only your skills but like academics, the whole nine when it comes down to being a college athlete.
You know.
You go to a college that produces D1 athletes. And so for you, you had that season. The next step is to do what they do, produce and go. to that D1 level. What did
Mhm.
your college opportunities look like after that year?
After that year, that's when I had to sit back and realize that college basketball is college basketball at every level. You know, you can't knock D1, D2, D3, any NAIA, whatever. You can't knock any level because there's players. Like they say, the good old basketball saying, if you can play, they'll find you. For me, unfortunately, that year I actually started the first 5 games, but I was getting like 18 minutes a game. Uh, um, and I never forget one of my homeboys. He got into it with one of the coaches about starting, and I was looking at him like, "Man, you play more minutes than me coming off the bench." I was looking at my coach like, "You give me his minutes, he can take the spot. Give me his minutes, he can take the spot." My coach gave him the spots and he kept his minutes. So it was crazy for me for a while because I didn't really get a chance to opportunity to shine. And we went through college coaches change. My assistant coach really got me there. He played Division One, so he understood my mission and how hard I worked. So they gave him an opportunity at the end of our towards the end of our season before it ended, him to be the head coach. And when he got over to the head coach, all the players, you should have saw all of my homeboys looking at me like, Deion, you might actually get to play, like go out here and really do what you do. And I'm like, man, you know, this opportunity, this might be good. And that opportunity did not come. It did not come. I got to play it towards the end of the tournament and produce a pretty good turnout. Pretty good turnout. Unfortunately, we have some players still in that game. Um, so my opportunities was looking Division Two, and I was like, oh man, I could definitely call somebody like to work something out. And Coach Diane, I reached out to Coach Diane, and she helped me talk to a couple of Division One schools. But looking at my numbers from JUCO and stuff, they were like, we can lean this way. We got freshmen coming in, this and this. So the first school I declined. It was a Blueford College. I did not want to go there. The coaches wanted me to come there. I seen the record. I was like, oh, I can pick a better Division II school. That same college coaches, they transferred to Kentucky State. And when they
Mm.
transferred to Kentucky State, I was like, wait, I was crazy. I was just talking to Kentucky State coaches because they play Kentucky. They down the street. I said, "Oh, this is a great opportunity." Like I didn't know that Division I schools play Division II schools like this, and we had a bunch of them. Like I was like, "Oh snap!" So I ended up going on a visit. I went to visit on some NAIAs too. I went on a visit to NAIA North Carolina, Montreat. They're really good, but I was trying to not go down as many levels. You feel me? I was trying to stick to D1. Now I'm at D2. I went on that visit to Kentucky State, and it just felt like home. HBCU. It was great.